Imagine one family so rich and powerful. Their hands reached from deep diamond mines to the top rooms where world decisions are made. Meet the Oppenheimer family, the people who once controlled almost all the diamonds on Earth through their company, De Beers. For years, they didn't just sell shiny stones. They controlled the diamond story, deciding how rare they seemed, how much they cost, and who got them. Their power shaped countries, helped build empires, and changed the lives of millions. From miners in Africa to rich buyers in big cities. Think about it. Secret vaults full of rare diamonds, private meetings where prices are set, and huge lands in Africa saved for nature, all owned by one powerful family. But this isn't just a story about wealth. It's about how money becomes power, and how quiet families like the Oppenheimers shape the world we live in, without most people ever knowing their name. If you think this is just about jewelry, you're missing the bigger picture. This is about control, image, legacy, and how the Oppenheimers are still moving pieces behind the scenes. Stay with us as we dive into the true story of South Africa's richest family, how they rose, how they ruled, and what their next move could mean for all of us. The story of the Oppenheimer family begins with Ernest Oppenheimer, a young man from Germany who came to South Africa in the early 1900s with big dreams and sharp instincts. He started as a diamond broker, but he quickly saw the bigger picture. In 1917, Ernest founded a company called Anglo-American, using money from both South African and American investors. His goal? To become a major player in the world of mining. And he did. Just 12 years later, in 1929, Ernest pulled off a move that changed history. He took control of De Beers, the most powerful diamond company in the world at the time. With that move, he didn't just own a business, he took over the global diamond trade. From then on, De Beers controlled nearly 90% of the world's diamonds. They decided how many diamonds were sold, how rare they seemed, and how expensive they should be. Through clever marketing, they even made diamonds a symbol of love and marriage, a trend that still exists today. But Ernest's power didn't just come from money. He had vision. He understood the land, the people, and the system. He also built deep ties with politicians and business leaders, giving him even more influence. For South Africa, this wasn't just a business story. It changed the economy. It changed jobs, cities, and even laws. Mining towns grew. Workers came from all over. And the Oppenheimer name started to mean something big. Ernest's bold moves laid the foundation for a family dynasty, one that would last for generations, shaping not just South Africa, but the entire world diamond market. But this was just the beginning. How did the next generation take this foundation and turn it into a global empire? When Ernest Oppenheimer passed the torch to his son, Harry Oppenheimer, the family empire didn't slow down. It grew even bigger. Harry was not just a businessman. He was a thinker, a planner, and a leader who wanted to shape the world in more ways than one. As head of De Beers and Anglo-American, Harry made sure the Oppenheimer family stayed at the top of the diamond game. Under his leadership, De Beers controlled most of the world's diamond supply, keeping prices high and demand even higher. They worked with governments, banks, and companies all over the world. At one point, if you bought a diamond, chances are it had passed through De Beers first. During Harry's leadership, the Oppenheimer family's wealth skyrocketed, and De Beers became a global symbol of luxury and control. But Harry didn't stop at diamonds. He stepped into politics, serving in South Africa's parliament. At a time when apartheid, a system of racial separation, ruled the country, Harry supported change, even when it wasn't popular. He quietly pushed for fairer policies, using his power to help the country move forward. He also believed in giving back. Harry donated to schools, art programs, universities, and conservation efforts. The Oppenheimers gave millions to causes that helped build a better future, both in South Africa and around the world. Still, being one of the richest and most powerful families in Africa came with challenges. The world was changing fast, politically, socially, and economically. The diamond industry faced new rules, more competition, and growing pressure from activists. made a choice that shocked the business world. He decided to sell the family's 40% share in De Beers, the diamond company they had controlled for nearly a century. The buyer, Anglo-American, the mining giant his grandfather had founded back in 1917. The deal was worth $5.1 billion. Just like that, the Oppenheimer family stepped away from the diamond business that had made them rich and powerful. But this wasn't a goodbye. It was a strategic retreat, a smart move in a changing world. Nicky understood that the diamond industry was facing more challenges, new rules, more competition, and changing views about luxury and ethics. So instead of holding on, he looked forward. After selling De Beers, the family didn't just sit on their fortune. They diversified. That means they put their money into new things. They launched Fireblade Aviation, a luxury private air service in South Africa. They invested in startups, tech companies, and green energy projects. And more than anything, they focused on conservation, buying land, protecting wildlife, and supporting eco-friendly farming. Nicky once said, "We wanted to do good while doing well." That idea shaped the family's next chapter. They built the Oppenheimer Generations Foundation, which helps small businesses, funds education, and protects nature. From Botswana to Zimbabwe, the Oppenheimers now work more like guardians of the land than diamond kings. Imagine giving up the business your family built for 100 years, not because you had to, but because you believed in building something new, something better for the future. This move wasn't about leaving behind power. It was about using wealth differently, with purpose. But while the Oppenheimers changed direction, what about other rich families in South Africa? Are they still chasing old fortunes? Or are they rethinking power like the Oppenheimers did? To really understand the Oppenheimers, we need to look at two other powerful South African families, the Ruperts and the Motsapis. Each family built its empire in a different way, but their stories show how wealth in South Africa isn't just about money. It's also about choices, values, and legacy. The Rupert family, the luxury moguls. Johann Rupert, the son of Anton Rupert, leads one of the most successful luxury goods empires in the world. His company, Richest, owns famous brands like Cartier, Montblanc, and Dunhill. He also has big stakes in Remgro, which invests in finance, healthcare, and energy. Johann Rupert's net worth is over $15 billion, making him one of Africa's richest men. He's known for being very private and focused on long-term, stable business growth. His family believes in building wealth quietly, but also firmly. The Motsepe family, the mining trailblazers. Patrice Motsepe made his fortune in mining too, just like the Oppenheimers. In 1997, he started African Rainbow Minerals, a company that grew fast after apartheid ended. He later became the first black African billionaire. But Motsepe didn't stop at mining. He bought Mamelodi Sundowns, a top soccer club, and became CAF president, leading African football. He's also well known for giving back. In 2013, he joined the Giving Pledge, promising to donate half his wealth to good causes. What makes the Oppenheimers different? The Oppenheimers stepped away from traditional business to focus on purpose over profit, while the Ruperts stay rooted in luxury and the Motsapis continue in mining and sports. The Oppenheimers invest in conservation, green startups, and community upliftment. The Oppenheimers didn't just chase more money. They chose to protect nature, fund small businesses, and help people grow. It's a quiet kind of power with a big heart. They see wealth not as a trophy, but as a tool for change. So what exactly drives this unique mindset? How do the Oppenheimers plan to shape the world next? And what can we learn from their evolving legacy? When we first hear the name Oppenheimer, we may think of diamonds, wealth, and old money. But as we've seen, their real story runs much deeper than bank balances and boardrooms. Yes, the Oppenheimer family once controlled almost 90% of the world's diamond trade through De Beers. Yes, they sold that empire for $5.1 billion. But their legacy is not just about what they owned. It's about what they chose to do with it. The biggest lesson from their journey is this: wealth by itself doesn't define success. Purpose does. The Oppenheimers could have stayed in the diamond business and made even more money, but instead they walked away. They moved their focus to aviation, conservation, and entrepreneurship. They supported local businesses, built air travel networks across Africa, and protected endangered land and wildlife. They didn't just want to grow a fortune, they wanted to grow the future. From their beginnings in South Africa to their presence on global platforms, the Oppenheimers have used their name and power to push for fairer, cleaner, and smarter development. Their conservation efforts, like protecting huge areas of wild land, show their deep respect for nature. Their investments in young entrepreneurs reveal a belief in giving others the chance to succeed. In a world where power often means control, the Oppenheimers use theirs to empower. We began this story thinking about diamonds, but we end it thinking about legacy. This family's impact goes beyond wealth. It's about influence with intention, how big names can lead with ethics, vision, and heart. They've shown that being rich doesn't have to mean being ruthless. You can be both powerful and thoughtful. You can lead and still listen. You can succeed and still give back. Think of the lives changed, workers given better jobs, entrepreneurs backed with funding, endangered species now protected, and young leaders inspired by the example of quiet, consistent leadership. That's what real impact looks like. Remember the image of boardrooms, diamond vaults, and global deals? Now add to it fields of green, small business workshops, and research centers. The Oppenheimers didn't just build an empire, they reshaped it into something lasting. In today's fast, noisy, money-driven world, the Oppenheimers remind us of a simple truth. Wealth is a tool, but what really matters is how you use it. So, whether you lead a company or a classroom, whether you're building a business or a dream, ask yourself, how will you use your influence? Will it lift others up or just lift you higher? Because in the end, it's not about being remembered for being rich. It's about being remembered for making a difference. As we wrap up the story of the Oppenheimer family, it's clear that their journey is much more than just a tale of diamonds, wealth, and business success. It is a powerful lesson about vision, change, and the responsibility that comes with great influence. From Ernest Oppenheimer's first steps as an immigrant with a dream, to Nikki Oppenheimer's choice to step away from a massive diamond empire, this family has shown how true leadership isn't about holding on to power forever. It's about knowing when to change course and how to use your influence for something bigger than yourself. The Oppenheimers remind us that wealth, while impressive, is not the final goal. It's a tool that can be used to build communities, protect nature, support education, and drive positive change around the world. Their investments in conservation and new industries show how even families rooted in old traditions can grow and adapt to modern challenges. This kind of adaptability is a vital part of any lasting legacy, especially in a world that is constantly shifting and facing new problems. What makes their story even more inspiring is their focus on responsibility. Unlike many who chase wealth for its own sake, the Oppenheimers have shown that with great fortune comes a chance to give back and lead with purpose. They've chosen to support causes that protect the environment and help others, proving that true success includes caring for the world beyond your own doorstep. This is a reminder that leadership is not just about what you achieve, but how your actions affect the people and places around you. But this story is not just about a rich family in South Africa. It's a mirror for all of us. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a student, or someone simply thinking about your future, the Oppenheimers' journey teaches us something important. You don't need to be a billionaire to make a difference. Every person has the power to leave a legacy by using their talents, resources, and time wisely. It's about choosing to care, to take responsibility, and to act with purpose in whatever way you can. If their story has touched you, inspired you, or made you think differently about wealth and power, then I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more stories that matter, and share this with someone who could use a dose of inspiration today. Stories like these help us all see the bigger picture and remind us of the positive impact people can make. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about the role wealth plays in shaping society? Do you believe powerful families and individuals should focus more on giving back and leading with care, like the Oppenheimers? Or do you think there are other ways to build a legacy? Your thoughts and opinions are important. Drop them in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. Together, we can learn from each other and imagine a future where influence is used not just for profit, but for progress and kindness. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, legacy isn't about how much you have. It's about what you do with what you have. What legacy will you leave behind?